Niji, you're up here, okay? Julesy comes up later on for the exact same thing, right? We take quick free kick. The ball is passed. There's a free given for a late challenge on Jimmy Corbett. But look at this ball in. Scooby makes a great run into the space and you overcook it. Okay, Julesy does the same later on. That ball leads to a serious chance on goal if that ball is in is better. Okay, so we've lost a good few balls going in, boys, where the quality hasn't been good. So this time, Trigger takes the free. Okay, there's a man coming off the shoulder here, which is good from deep. Turn back, recycle when there's nothing on. Okay, and this is one of the few balls that we do win when it comes through the middle. And it's a tussle to win it. Okay, look at their numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them straight away there. 6. Okay, and eventually we get the shot from distance that doesn't go over the bar. But you can see, even when we do win a ball when it goes down the middle, boys, how hard it is to get space to actually do anything. Here's one of the balls into space that we actually lose, and it's all down to the timing of the pass and the timing of the run. So Connor, if you watch Conor Mullery, he's making loads of runs trying to lose his player, and then he makes the run. But the ball is poor. The ball then goes in too deep, and it favours the defender who's closer to the ball at the time. So we just need to be a bit more careful with our ball in, boys, when lads do make the runs. Okay, and why I pinpoint this one, if you watch this, that was one of the balls. We were in control in our own half. They win the ball back. Our work rate is questionable at times here. Okay, Quiet Man, you should never be standing up there. Okay, just watch yourself. You're pointing and you're talking, which is good, but I want you engaging back there further. I'd love you to take to drop 10 yards, and then the rest of the lads can drop 10 yards, and we're ultra controlled then. What happens is there's a simple ball where that into the area where we should have had blocked up by you going back that 10 yards, Quiet Man. And because you weren't there, or because you hadn't dropped 10 and somebody else dropping 10, the ball ends up over the bar. And that comes from us being in control of the ball at the other end of the field. This next bit here, boys, is just about sometimes it's not the killer pass you have to go for. Like, it's good play up along the wing. And again, the ball is played into the space and corner. When the ball is played into the space of this, the forward is always favoured to win this ball. And we win the ball. You know, we've had a bit of fight to hold on to possession. The ball is played out to you, Scooby. Like I talked about this in a previous video, we've had 4 or 5 chances there to get a ball across. And in the end you take none, and then you try and tread a ball through the eye of a needle and it doesn't come off. So play the simple ball first. What I like about this, look at this, boys. This is work rate in a video. Twigs runs up the wing, takes the ball off the shoulder. Nice little ball, off the shoulder. Okay, off the shoulder. That's work rate. Now, yes, it does come to a bad end here, where the ball is cut out, a bad pass. But the work rate for the 3 runs off the shoulder there was top quality. You've heard me saying this before, boys. When the ball goes dead, a good player comes alive. I just want you to watch this. So Finchy doesn't panic here. He could have given that ball to Patrick Kenny, didn't. Plays the ball out, okay, gets it back, and then gives a nice little ball into James Corbett into space here. Alright? And Jimmy gets fouled on the ball. But this is the part where it kicks in, right? Just watch. Trigger rushes over to get on that ball. Kilmore lads are standing still. Trigger plays the ball into another man who's lively. In this instance, Scooby. The ball ends up at the back of the net. That comes from Trigger and Scooby being alert when the ball went dead. That's perfect football. More of the same coming up here, boys. We win a free, and look at Scooby. Now it's Scooby's turn to start looking for that quick one. Referee stops him. So look, he starts walking back over to where it is. Everybody thinks, he's going to leave it down. Ball tapped over the bar. Look, people walking around. Fucking body language, some people is poor. Scooby fucking doesn't give up on it. Takes the quick free in. We have the ball in space. And again, very next play, ball is in the back of the net. 2 perfect examples of when the ball goes dead, good players come alive. When that happens, good things happen as well, boys. So keep that in the back of the mind. Always looking for the quick thing. A mix of good and bad coming up here again. Look, Wally looks to take the quick free kick and gives the ball into the space. Jimmy Corbett never gives up on it. Brings the ball, burns your man for pace. A little Jaff Allen here. Lovely. But then this is where the bad comes in, right? So the ball comes to Owen, who gives the ball to Quiet Man. And that ball should never be fucking lost there, boys. Owen, Quiet Man, standing up. Quiet Man just about jogs back. And that's work rate, lack of it. Movement in our half forward line, boys, isn't good enough in a lot of occasions, and this is the reason we got turned over here. Right, if you watch this, look at, we've 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 static men really on the left hand side of the pitch. The ball switched from right to left and we're going over here. We're making no ground. Nobody's willing to make a penetrating run. Paddy Kenny should be moving for that ball, but he's not alone. Because of that, Patrick Lynch gets swallowed up and gets turned over. You can blame Patrick, but that all comes down to lack of movement. And a good example here of the difference between width and down the middle. Look at the progress we made when we keep our space, keep our width. Look, making lovely progress down the left hand side into the space, into the width. Next thing, the ball gets carried into the centre where they have their numbers, and look what happens. We get swallowed up. Okay, and that's plain to be seen, boys. Keep it out to the wings as much as we possibly can. Again, another good example. We win the free and we're starting to come alive. Look at this. There's movement. Great movement in from Jimmy Corbett. Okay. Ball goes into the space. Forward is always going to be favoured when that ball goes into the space, or should be. Paddy Kenny runs off the shoulder, and we're still out here in the wide spaces and we're moving well. Next thing, watch. We get bottled up here a small bit. Lucky to get the ball out. We recycle the ball. And unlucky to not to get a score there. But you can see the differences, boys. When we're going down the wings, it's a lot easier. And when it goes into the centres, we get bottled up and it's hard work in there. Just on this next one, right? We're after going back. We had funneled back. We need to break out quicker. We have a lot of lads walking, very static, walking out from the back there if you look around. Okay? And the ball goes left and right in all sorts of places here. But it's very static and we're not breaking lines. We need men to start breaking lines. Wally then comes up to good communication here now in a second, right? So Wally tells him, come back this way. Okay? Everything was going well, but the next thing, look where we tried to go then. Turn back in and we tried to go down the centre. Look what happens. Who was that? Conor Mullery was coming out onto that ball. Conor Mullery was outnumbered 3-1 going for that ball, boys. Okay? So we just have to be alert. Here we are again working the ball out from the back. Okay? Watch this. When we start to work it down the wings. And if you watch, their men that were in the centre are now having to come out here to engage. When they come out to engage, it leaves the spaces and we get shots away. Yes, it went wide, but we're still getting the shots away. Gary and Nigel, boys, have the throw-in down to a tee and we're winning the majority of them. But we have to punish teams for them. Watch this. We take the ball at pace, but this isn't the type of ball we should be giving in. Okay? Quite man gets a hand on it, but never really favoured to win that ball. So when we do win the throw-in and we get on an attack, let's try and punish them a small bit more. Here we are again now, we're on the ball from the back and we start to work things out. Okay? And things are being kept simple. Now, if that ball was better, it's a good idea, Luke, and it's into the space. The ball just needs to be a bit better. And when we get a turnover like that, when they're not set into their shape, that's when we need to punish them. In that instance, a small bit of a better ball, we had them well covered. From that ball that we gave away, Luke, just watch what happens then. Okay? Where we should have been punishing them, they come down and punish us. That's the difference. People will blame Finchy for this next ball loss. Watch, he wins the ball. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 7 men static in there. When we tried to make the run out then, because we realised Finchy's in trouble, it's too late. And because of that, we get turned over. And that's lack of work rate off the ball. We have to be working off the ball just as hard as we do on the ball. Okay? Here we go again. Ball being played out. We're going down the left hand side. We're out in the spaces and we're making progress. Okay? And then the ball is pumped into the centre. Poor ball in. And there's nobody there to take it. Keep it out of the centre. Score from a free coming up here. Simple football. Wally takes a quick one. All nice and simple football. 1 pass, 2 pass. Come under a bit of pressure. Get the pass away. This is nice simple football. Ball is played into the space. Scooby's fouled inside. Ball's tapped over from the free. Nice simple football. Let the ball off early. Keep it simple. Put it into space. It's working for us. Okay. This is almost identical to it again. Look. Play a nice simple football. Okay. Look at that. Off the shoulder. Julesy gets on the ball here. He was Sonny Bill the last day. I don't know what you want to call him after that effort. Bloody hell, Julesy. But Scooby was making the run inside. You did try to hit the space, in fairness to you, and that's what we want you doing. This next one now, we're in possession. We seem to be in control here, but look at the amount of static bodies moving out. Really static. We get the ball out as far as here now. We carry it into traffic. And the options are very small because people are static moving out. Our work rate off the ball is criminal. It's what we're trying to work on in training. Once you have the ball given, a lot of us tend to stand up. We have to get rid of that out of our system, because once the man is on the ball, he's really, really struggling. Okay, Paddy Kenny, that has to be better ball all day long. Okay, has to be better ball in. Again, watch how simple. Look where we pick the ball up, way back inside our 21. We move it out, 1, 2, say 3, coming up here, 4, and then the 5th pass, okay, and we're now inside their 21, and all because we've been keeping into the spaces, and we get a shot away, and the shot goes wide, okay, but at the end of the day, that ball was brought from one end of the field to the other because we kept it out of the centre, and that's so much easier. This next play is good on so many levels. We get a turnover. Now look at our runners. Okay, now look at the work rate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lads bursting their fucking bollocks to get forward. Nice simple play. We're up into their area again. We get held up. We come back out and we recycle. That's what's so good about this. We didn't panic at this stage. This is really good football. Okay, so we don't panic. Don't take on that pass if it's only 50-50. So watch, we end up coming back out to nearly halfway. Okay, and we're nice and handy. We have to come back out to halfway again. Then Luke breaks a line. Okay, what's happening? There's traffic. Before this, Luke would have stood running into the traffic. Now turned back, ball back out, and we have to break lines again. Patrick Lynch breaks the lines this time. Okay, and the one person that I want to talk about here, Nidge. Look at that for a run. We're getting held up over and over and over again over the other side of the pitch. So somebody needed to make the run into the space this side, and Nidge made it. Yes, the ball goes wide, okay, but that run into the space, that needs to be done by somebody earlier, so the switch is on earlier. This is where problems are arising here now. Look at the amount of men that are standing up inside where we have the ball, okay. Because of that, when the ball does get played across, because those lads are all static inside, one of those should be taking that ball. Now we've got one of our forwards taking the ball in our half. Because of that, that means we've one less forward up on the other half, so we've less people to hit. Next thing, the ball is held up, we've less targets inside, and we get turned over. Watch this. Paddy Kenny does some really good stuff and really bad stuff in this, and we need to learn from it, everybody. Makes a great run, gets loud, quiet and picks him out, but this is the criminal stuff. That ball, you took your eye off it, you were thinking about what you were going to do next. You caught that ball first time, we're in on goal. Because you don't catch it first time, because you're thinking about the next thing that you're going doing, we played the ball into the corners and stuff like that, but like we're hoping, but the next thing, we give one stupid pass here in a minute, and we're turned over. And all of a sudden we're gone from possibly having the ball in the back of the net to them being on the attack. The thing I question here now is, we do well and we get the ball and all that sort of stuff here. The quality of the ball in. Look where it is. It's a big high looping ball in. Okay? Once you put a bit of air on that ball, defender now comes right back into the game. Okay? Don't give the defender a chance to get on that ball. Here we are again, we're free. Not much movement. Okay? And Gary picks out a great ball out the far side. Paddy Kenny does well to win that ball. Okay, but there was a serious lack of movement for Gary's free. The ball is left there now dead. Look at the amount of movement inside. People are just expecting somebody to shoot a goal when there should be an awful lot more movement. Here, look, some great football. We get a good turnover. Luke says, I'm taking it quick. And Owen now carries the ball. And we're gone from being under the cosh at the far end defending to now being up the other end of the field. Nice little wraparound from Scooby. Owen had won his free. We take a quick free. Paddy Kenny had continued his run, unlucky to get the goal, and the ball ends up over the bar. And that all comes from Luke's quick free at the opposite end of the field. That was huge. And let's use the heads, boys. This is a stage where the game was really in the melting pot. Q-Man, look at all the options that's around you out there, and you go for this big killer pass inside that was never really on. Be cleverer on the ball, boys. Okay? It's huge for us. Now, this was where we got turned over as well. Look at Q-Man and there's a man down injured. Q-Man Trigger chatting there. They have so much time. Look at the amount of us that are fucking doing absolutely nothing here now. We should be alive. This free could be taken at any moment in time. And there's very few of us moving or looking like we want to get out to a ball and stuff like that. And you'll see what happens as a result. It's very, very, very static. And stay watching. We've a man down stretching himself, probably nothing wrong with that, okay, stretching himself out. But there's a serious lack of movement here, boys. This free is about to be taken any second now, and look at the movement. It's criminal. There's one move inside in the square, but you're never kicking that ball in there. The movement is too late. And because the movement is too late, there was nothing on. Trigger kicks the ball, it's too short, and we're turned over, boys. Right, man, you're at fault here again. Luke, you do really well here, right? We have a couple of runners out. Again, the game is in the melting pot here. It's later in the game, so we're tired. Okay? Turn back there, quick man. Give a simple pass. There was two options on the left. Look where the ball is kicked. The game is in the melting pot. They have a right good chance of coming back into this game. And we're giving the ball back to them that sloppily. It's not acceptable. Right, quick man, you make amends for here and you get an interceptor, right? What I love about this, boys, is we didn't panic. And we kept the football simple. And because we kept the football simple, we punished them. Because when you turn a team over like that, their defensive system is not set in place. So that's when you have to punish. And in this instance, we did that. But it was all because of the football we played was extremely simple. Here again, the ball. The game is coming near the end. Okay, there's a small bit of a lull. But I just want you to have a look at the body language. I want you to have a look at the movement. And ask yourselves, is it good enough? Okay. Now we get a nice ball inside. Okay, so at least we had one man moving. But we need to have more movement. When we have a free kick, boys, we need to have more movement. And Fudge ends up with the final score of the game here. Give him a nice move inside. But going back to when Wally was on for taking that free, we just need to have a lot more movement in those scenarios. Strokestown were an awful lot more defensive, boys. Look, here's the first ball into the middle, turned over. They just have numbers back there. That's the type of game they play. No point playing the ball into the middle when a team has numbers. Here we go again. Okay. Ball is played down the centre. No way. We win the ball again at the back. Our defensive play in that first half versus Strokestown is unbelievable. Here comes Twig rampaging forward. Keep the ball out into the width and into the spaces away from their numbers. Now we're going into that centre. Look, gets the ball away. Okay, and we get a shot at goal that drops short, but it was from keeping the ball out in the space that worked for us. Strokestown were extremely defensive, boys, in the centre, and we have to be alert to that. Like if Dominic's are a defensive team, and when you are defensive, look at ourselves. When we go to defend, we look to defend in the middle. It's out here that you want, because look, they have to engage players. Their players now get pulled out. Yeah, we give a poor pass here and the attack comes to an end, but they're starting to get pulled out from the centre there, and that's what's important. And then it's that one little killer pass into where somebody runs off your shoulder that creates that space inside, and that's where our scores are coming from. So we just have to be alert to all those things, boys. Okay, so we're on the ball here again. Where's the ball pumped? Down the centre. Do we win the ball? This is one of our only balls to win. But we get blocked down because there's no space there. Okay. Let's see where we go this time.
Did you pass much remarks? Yeah.
Ah, not so. It's nice to do it right too.
Well, it is nice.
But here we have a couple of runners off the shoulder. Nice simple football. Now the ball is out into the space. Much better football when it comes out here. Okay, we're starting to draw players out. Now the ball is going into the centre. Quietman has a tussle on his hands. Recycles it back out. Now we decide to go down the flank, and you'll see we get to move the ball a small bit easier. It was brought back for a foul over here. But just be alert, boys. It's not rocket science. Owen with a great turnover here. Unbelievable turnover. Need to be stronger here then. In this instance, what? Okay, when we get I've been talking about this for a while. When we get a turnover like that, they're not set in position, and we have to try and punish them a bit more then. Okay, again, we get a ball here from turn it over from a kick out. Twiggy, I don't know why I really give you the foul against you there for, but lads, again, we're after getting a good possession of the ball, and we're just giving it away a small bit too soft. Now they're on an attack. Alright? Something that I want to talk about as well. Watch this from the kickouts. There's not much movement. Quiet man is always a great option for movement, for kickouts. Quiet man gets up, he doesn't win it clean. Great. Luke Fallon is coming at pace here. Alright? The Luke of old would have stayed going there, turned into traffic. This time, turning back out, recycling the ball. Okay, and as a result, ball goes into the space is on. And it wasn't a score this time, but it gave us an opportunity. Alright? Again, let's keep an eye on the kick out. What's good here and bad? Luke, look at your body language. You're walking out back to the ball. What's good from Syke? He gives the shout, and the next thing it's on. Twiggy's out here already, so you can move forward. Alright? And that's very, very fast. There's a load of space in front of you, Luke. And in fairness to you, you love running into that space, which is good. Okay? And then where do we kick the ball? Kick it down the centre. We win the ball. But look what happens then. We get turned over. And that's one of the balls that I'm on about. Ball goes into the centre. Scooby does win the ball, but he's turned over 4 or 5 seconds there. When we go down the centre where they have the numbers, boys, it's fucking impossible. You have one man trying to take on 3 or 4. That's what ends up happening. Here's some good play off the shoulder. Ball is kicked into the space. Okay. Should be doing a bit better when the ball is going out there. Okay, we can't win every ball, I'm sure, boys, but look at when it's going into the space, timing of the pass, timing of the run, all of that's key. Here we go again. We got a turnover back there. We're working it out. Where's the ball put? Into the corner. Is it a good ball in? Probably not. Okay. 2 or 3 of the balls that went into space in this game we didn't win. Okay, and it was due to the quality of the ball in and the timing of your runs in this game, Connor. You were tired in this game. You were after playing obviously the Kilmore game, then you had the hurling game. You looked a bit leggy in this game, alright? But we need to be better. Nice score coming up here. I'm playing the ball and keeping the ball out of that centre. It's not rocket science, boys, and this is an extremely repetitive video for that reason. We really, really, really need to learn from this type of stuff. Okay, we have to. And if we can do this, I can see more scores coming from us. Look, ball is played into the corner. Okay, and there's one of those balls again. Connor was beaten to a small bit. But just look at their numbers back. They had 2 men mark Connor there. So when they do have a sweeper back in front, the quality of the ball in has to be pinpointed. It has to be nearly absolutely perfect. Now, I don't think we'll come across another team as defensive as Strokestown, but if we do, we just have to make sure that we're keeping it out of the centre, and when the ball is going into the corner, if the sweeper's back there, it just has to be better, boys. So the ball is being recycled over and back here, and then the ball is played into the centre, and we're turned over again, and a score actually came from that one. Okay. Good running off the shoulder from Twigs, give and go. While he's on the run. Off the shoulder. Because you're off the shoulder, you're running at pace and you can break lines. Okay? Now you turn back that time on. There's nothing wrong with that every now and again, but sometimes you have to back yourself. When you get a head of steam up like there and them boys are not firing, they're not on their legs already, you can fucking blitz through them. Back yourself a small bit more. We end up with a good score from it, okay? But sometimes you do have to, when you're breaking that line, just keep the fucking hammer on and go for it. We have another kick out coming up. Luke, look at the hands on the head again. This is early in the first half, and that's your second time to be there with the hands on the head. So again, we win a nice short kick out. Okay. But that short kick out, believe it or not, Psycho, and there was nothing wrong with it, we won it, but that was about 3 or 4 minutes before half time when we were leading in that game. And it's in those situations where we want those kickouts going long. Okay, we come down through the middle again, boys. We run straight into their numbers. And again, the result is the same. We're turned over. Here we are working the ball out from defence again. The movement is actually not too bad. Lucky enough to get away with that pass. Okay, we're in control of the ball. Ball is played to Owen. Nice runners off the shoulder. We go for a score. We don't get it, but the fact is, nice running off the shoulder created that scoring opportunity. That comes from work rate, which disappears in the second half of this game big time. Here we are again. White man wins his tussle, wins his free, and this is what I like. Okay, quality of ball in was poor, but you were looking to do something quick. So there's positives and negatives to that. Okay, so just White man, in this video you've been pulled on it 2 or 3 or 4 times already for the quality of the ball in. Speaking of quality of ball in, there's another poor one in. Okay, so we actually get a turnover here, and this is the one where we probably should have rattled the net, but we didn't. And again, without repeating myself, we really need, when we get those turnovers, we really need to punish. Here we are, we go into the second half, we win the throw-in. Here we are in an attack from the throw-in again. Gary breaks the line. Okay. And we get the free in. Unlucky maybe not to get a bit more from that play, but good stuff all the same. Okay, we'll just talk through this. Good ball in to the corner. We win that ball. Probably should have had a free in the middle here, but what we need to be learning, boys, is that the ball into the space in the corner was the ball that we won. The ball where we get turned over is the one that goes into the middle. And it's more of the same over and over and over again. Here we are working the ball down. Okay, and look, they put a press on here in this section. It's very hard to get through. They have numbers there. We do break the line. When you break the line, you have to go for it. We get probably turned over. I thought it was a very harsh call for over carrying there. But what was good was we broke the line. Hard running through the centre, especially from Gary and Nigel. You're 2 big men coming through the middle. When you're taking the ball off the shoulder, they'll find it hard to stop you. Here we are working the ball out. They put on a press in the middle here, boys, and we get turned over. That comes from lack of movement and lack of work rate off the ball, and they get a score from it. Now that ball, in my eyes, it's hard to see it there, boys, but I remember on the evening it was fucking wide all day. But the point is, we got turned over soft, and the next thing the ball is over the bar.
Jeez, that did not look like
okay,
it went over.
and that comes from lack of movement up the top of the field. So I'm just going to talk about that for a second. I'm going to talk about our half forward line. If you're playing in the half forward line, boys, on Saturday evening or any evening, you are the hardest working line in our team. You're crucial for us when we're defending. Crucial. You have to come back. The first half defence in this game was absolutely outstanding, and the reason it was outstanding was the half forward line were coming back and the communication between everyone was top notch. And in the second half, especially after they got that first goal, our half forward line stopped working, stopped coming back. Okay, so the work rate where you have to keep coming back all game long is crucial to the way we play. Okay, and likewise when we're in attack, you're also crucial to that. You have to be moving up there. The lack of movement in our forward line, especially in the half forward line, is criminal. And just think about what you're doing. If you're in the half forward line, you're not moving. You're making it impossible on our half back line in midfield to get the ball forward. And you're making life for the fella that's marking you so simple it's unbelievable. Because all he has to do is fucking stand beside you all day. How is that affecting our team in a positive way? It's not. Okay? So I'm not going to be talking too much more. We'll see it in the video, boys, as we're walking through about the ball being turned over, going down the centre, and winning ball going down the winning ball going down the flanks. The next thing I want to talk about, okay, was
Jesus.
a clear change of tactics by Strokestown in the second half was Nigel and Gary were winning the majority of kickouts and Quietman. We were doing well at midfield. We were probably winning midfield comfortably. What they done was they dropped a man from the full forward line back into the half back line, or back out towards midfield, to compete for the ball out there. That done two things. It gave them the numbers out there that if we did kick the ball long, but it gave us an easy option of giving a short kick out to one of our cornerbacks. And we fell into the trap of taking that short option nearly every time. And if you watch this video, you'll see we do it a good bit. Now, there's nothing wrong with giving a short kick out every now and again when we're winning them. If we move the ball forward at pace, like we do here, we switch the play and we're able to move the ball at pace and get it out. But what was happening in this game was, in a few occasions we were getting that short kick out and then it was real pedestrian stuff trying to work it out from the back, and they were applying a press in the middle third and putting pressure on and getting us turned over. So it's all well and good getting your possession from the kick out. You'll see another one coming up here, and your stats on your kick outs will be extremely good. You're winning so many kick outs, but the reality is you're winning the kick out and 20 seconds later you're possibly getting turned over. Okay, so we just can't afford to fall into the trap. Some of those things are crucial on the day. Alright, and that's no fault to Psycho or to the cornerbacks. It's just something that happened, and you know, on the day we didn't react to it. We didn't react on the sideline to it either, boys. But if that happens on Saturday evening, we just need to know that we've got two fine men in the middle of the field, and we've got lads hungry for breaks. We need to stay putting the ball out there. If we're winning 90% of the fucking kickouts at midfield, keep the ball going out there. Yes, switch it up. Movement will be key. Communication will be key. But the ball has to go out there. Here we go again with another short one. We get a quick ball away here. So, nice ball in into space, and this creates danger for us. And you'll see it's simple enough football, boys. If we want to play it that way, we win a free here and we get a score from it. And it's just all about being fucking tuned in and having your head fucking switched on. And when the ball is dead, you're coming alive. You'll see Paddy Kenny here now. What I like there, Paddy Kenny, you're walking out, you're talking, you're telling Brian Coyle to get the fuck out of there. And then all of a sudden you're on and you take that ball and you drive forward with it.
In the corner, Paddy, in the corner.
So that was good communication. Now, what I like about this here is we give one ball,
Go on, Paddy.
Paddy stays going for his run, two balls, and we're past the press. If Paddy had turned back, instead of giving that 1-2 the first time, all of a sudden we're under serious trouble back closer to our own goal. As it turned out, we ran the ball straight down the middle and get turned over in the middle anyway. But again, here we go. Running off the shoulder. Next thing, there's no fucking movement up there. None. Zilch. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Strokestown men out there in that middle third. 2 or 3 Aiden's men. Fuck all movement. If you're on the ball in our half back line, you're looking up. All you're seeing is Strokestown jerseys. You're not seeing any movement from our players. How can you give a ball up there?
No, come on, Aiden.
It's impossible on them. So let's get more movement up front.
Oh, jeez.
Go on,
Yes.
Fudge.
Oh, Fudge is on. Who went on? Fudge.
And in this play, boys, let's learn from this as well.
Come on, Paddy.
Take a quick free and we work it up quite well here actually. Okay,
Not absolutely nobody in there.
move the ball very well from back to front in this play. Very happy with this football's play. We get lucky here to keep the ball. Okay, but we keep it. Okay, is there much movement up ahead? We win our free. Is there much movement? Probably very little, boys. Again, it's a big thing for us. Lack of movement up front, especially the half forward line. I'm going to keep banging on about the half forward line. I think we need a lot more from you guys.
You always say that.
We've been playing patient football up until this point.
Yeah. Who's her favourite?
Look at this. We switch the play over to Quiet Man. He doesn't panic. He doesn't kick the ball in. Play the ball back across.
Is that his? Yeah. Oh, I know.
that ball does not have to be played. That's the key to this, boys. That's a hopeful ball again at best, and one that we don't need to play. Let's be a bit more patient.
Yes.
Well done, Lukey.
Just coming up here, boys. A couple of things. Good football here. We're off the shoulder. We make a bad decision here where we turn back into the centre because we're turned over. It's a fucking soft turnover as well, boys. We're talking to you about being stronger on the ball. That's fucking shit, to be honest with you.
He's behind you, Paddy.
Here we go then with a short kick out. Again, nothing wrong with it. We're on the ball, but this is the bit that I'm worried about. Where we're going absolutely nowhere. Luke was 5, 6, 8 seconds on that ball, and then Brian Coyle is dillying and dallying with the ball. Nothing wrong with it, lads. You're not like we're on the ball here, but Finchy tried to do it there. Okay, at a certain stage, after you have 3 or 4 of them lateral passes gone, which the opposition will love, by the way, because we're fucking sitting inside in our own backyard. Somebody has to do a wrap around, take the ball at pace, moving forward to get us fucking moving. We can't afford to be sitting back there for too long, especially if we're chasing the game, which we were in this instance. We were behind. Okay, so let's just learn a small bit from that.